Alright, I'm a bit late. We're gonna start or continue with AHQ versus Team Liquid. It was a banger, so I heard. Let's just get right into it. I remember seeing the draft and I was really shocked. Team Liquid missed a ban here. I read on Twitter that they wanted to ban Rumble here, so that's a bit troll. Rumble is open. Renekton looking into Rumble, which is an okay matchup for Rumble, honestly. It's a jungle matchup. Gragas Renekton can do a lot into Rumble, but yeah, Smithy ganking top has not been a trend. Qiyana first pick here. I think they're getting absolutely nothing for Qiyana here. They can trade Kaiser for Xayah, which is a question of preference. The fact that they need to be buying Kayle, Syndra, Pantheon. I think Syndra might be a trap. I don't think Syndra has had that much good performances this tournament. And nevertheless, Sylas jungle, that's also fresh, will be a bit slow in the early game, but then after first clears, after some CDR, he has some good ults. He can take away Orianna ult, Rakan ult, Gragas ult is pretty strong. We will have to see. Sylas isn't type of jungler. If he gets a couple kills, he's in a good state. If not, then he's going to be slow and be a one-shot target. But here you have a wombo combo for Xayah, Rakan, Orianna. Here, Qiyana, Rumble, and Sylas can get pretty fucking dirty. Nautilus ult. I wouldn't want to play Orianna this game, honestly. Here, Orianna's gonna be in trouble. Over and over, she's like, there's so many ults here that are gonna catch her. She needs to buy Zhonya's, and Zhonya's against this is kind of lame. You know, there's just a rough game to play Orianna for sure. It's quite tricky to figure out how to play team fights. Xayah at least can ult out of Nautilus ult, but still Rumble ult, and Qiyana can do some damage to Xayah. She can only ult so many things. But Xayah Rakan is strong. I believe in Xayah Rakan more than I believe Kaiser Nautilus, but the execution of Kaiser Nautilus is so much easier, and when you have a good comp with a lot of divers, I think Kaiser Nautilus is also very, very strong. They're not the sole engage, they're not the sole purpose here of the team, and AHQ just need to look for engages throughout the game. Bottom matchup should be in favor of Team Liquid here. They don't get level 2 first though. Maybe they leashed Gragas. I'm gonna assume they leashed Gragas. Did they leash Gragas? So here if it's Xayah Rakan, you don't want to leash Gragas. Fuck that. I don't know, I'm recording already. I lost my train of thought. My girlfriend's trying to distract me with fishes. Stop now, Elena. It was really hard to edit the other one. Don't make me edit this too. Okay, so HQ, they get level 2 first on bottom. They just leash softer. Mid matchup is also a gank matchup. Qiyana can set up gank so easily onto Orianna. Gragas got leash on bottom side, so Rumble needs to manage his wave a bit better. I think he is the one that pushes and chooses early on. Because right now Gragas' position is way too powerful and the wave position is too bad on top. So either Impact played this wave really, really bad, good, or Zip played it really, really bad. Either way, wave is in a bad position. Zip needs to give up here, and Sylas needs to base after his first clear. That's why Gragas is so busted, right? Because he has so many options. He never really needs to base. He never really needs to back off. He is always healthy. So here Jensen has flash. He healed already, but he should be dead. There's no way he lives. He used both summoners and died, so it's quite a disaster. The mid situation here is also not the greatest position. It's just that Xmithy, after killing top, didn't take bottom crab. He needs to take bottom crab after killing top. I mean top crab after killing top, and he needs to step into river. But I guess he's just too afraid to face check the Sylas because Renekton needs to base. So it's understandable. It's an okay choice. We don't complain too much about it, but Jensen is the one getting punished from the top gank here, because going for the top gank and Xmithy being low HP means that something else is going to suffer, and Alex here had priority onto the river because of it. If you do that as a conscious decision, Jensen either needs to control the wave better, or he needs to just give up and wait for Gragas to base and then Predator into mid. Xmithy can't do golems here because Orianna is gonna lose too much. So Usually, you know, if Xmith uses his tempo like this to get a kill, which is completely fine because he's gonna have a lot of gold, he can ignore the golems and he can kill it on the next clear. Because here Ziv died and Xmithy lost HP. He knows that Impact needs to base, and he's gonna base himself because he's low HP, but then he needs to recover mid lane because Jensen's gonna have to give up here. The ganking distance is just too powerful, and AHQ get a kill here and his flash. So AHQ will have a very easy time continuing to snowball this. Orianna now double Dorans against Moby Boots, so 1v1 she's still gonna be fine, but no summoner will be rough. AHQ used 2 flashes though, so of course that's gonna matter, but the fact that you can kind of flash out of the Q of Qiyana is what can make you dodge a gank, but now the distance of E is enough to cover any escape that Jensen's gonna try to make. Oh, KoJJ almost with the play of the century, but didn't manage to base. Team Liquid, after bouncing the wave on bot, they definitely won very hard. We didn't get to see this, but C's advantage, base first. Actually, Kaiser base first, but she's based on Cull, so this is... Whatever happened in bot lane, Team Liquid is winning very hard. I can't decipher it. Sucks that we can't stream at ProView. Sorry for streaming or recording with a small screen for such a long time. It's just a habit because I like to watch it in a small screen, more so than a large screen. So I apologize. Not that big of a fan of Hex Drinker on Renekton. I think you have your core items are just too important. But here still you can transition from Null Magic Mantle and Longsword from something else than Hex Drinker. I wonder if this pink ward was placed good. It doesn't seem like this pink ward was placed good on top side because he doesn't spot Xmithy. So this is another tragedy that happens because people don't know how to place their pink wards. This is quite funny. A good gank, flank from 2 sides, and just the top pink ward is troll. You can put this pink ward in a way where you spot here anyone that passes here, FYI. So we blame the ward here. This is the one that Silas put, and Silas is the one that deserves to die. Now you have my permission to die. That was my attempt at a Bane impression. How does he sound like?
Not of your body. Every man who is rotted fast. Souls. Yesterday. We will destroy Gotham. And then, when it is done, and Gotham is ashes, then you have my permission to die.
Then you have my permission to die. Nevertheless. You can't dive this. With Qiyana you can. Moby Woods Qiyana's coming in hot. Qiyana Moby Woods coming in hot. Good timing. Xmithy with Predator coming down. AHQ Alex walking up a bit too fast. He took the turret aggro and they back off because they saw the Predator mark. What are you doing? Whatever. Okay. Gragas still gets pushed out though off of this play. Orianna still couldn't move from mid lane. Impacto? Impactoro. Okay. Rumble has no flash. Flash auto Q, but Rumble Yeah, Renekton W cooldown is bugged on this. This doesn't work. So in spectate, Renekton W cooldown is off. So even if here on spectate we see that Renekton has W on, it might be a bug. Okay, so off of this situation where they tried to pressure dive bot, Xmithy saved, but Xmithy also lost because he gets pushed off and Orianna has no blue. So that hurts her too. Rainbow lost a lot of CS in mid though. So we'll have to see how that impacts the matchup. Jensen getting away with not dying after burning flash. This is a very big deal. The state of Silas is quite good in this game. I have something stuck in my teeth. It's bothering me so much. Xmithy gets spotted. They have better items here on bot lane. And Orianna base first. I wonder if they did this just to cancel Kiana base and make her be slower. Because here Kiana cancelled her base and she's pushing mid slower. So Orianna's gonna lose less CS. And then they're baiting. Like Nautilus. Like why is Sarah doing this? So Dragon reset and he's face checking anyway. Like what the fuck is this? He's looking for mushrooms in the river and finds nothing. So this is, you know, sometimes on this channel we try to explain the thought process of some players, but this was terrible. Look at Xmithy, he has the leg shakes. Look at his camera right now. He has some serious leg shakes. Holy. Basing together, that's a BS for double lift, double lift. He's on a course to carry this game with his kill. Let's see what Kaiser's gonna buy from her base. She's gonna probably get pickaxe and tier. I think that's what she can afford. Item advantage doesn't seem to matter too much because this guy is caught up in CS. Impact is gonna get away, I think. Moby boots. Oh, he can E onto the creep. Oh. Rainbow maybe doesn't need to flash. He can like EQ the creep and hit impact. But I guess impact has flash. Because here potentially impact could react. Here if you react to the flash. Like flash. Q would probably still be in range, but maybe Xmithy can get something done. Xmithy has no E? Why is he waiting E? He probably used E. Probably has no spells. But why did he use E? Because look here, like Gragas is getting all in, like top lane is getting all in now, and then Gragas E's the golems. Look, he's farming. He used Q. Like here, Xmithy has no spells. Like if he's paying attention and goes right away, then this is a kill. This is 1-for-1. Minimum. Because Xmithy has no spell. That's the problem here. Yeah, if Xmithy is a bit more awake here, it would be better. I saw on Twitter people were really impressed with Xmithy's jungle, but honestly, mid gank only worked because the pink ward was a blunder. Bottom, Nautilus was just hardcore running it down. Like Gragas was spotted on Drake and he just face checks the bush. Even 2v2, he can't face check the bush like this. So that's just him inting. And then the top gank was good. The top gank was good, but Rumble also... the top gank was good punish on Rumble mismanaging the wave. But then afterwards he didn't recover mid. Jensen didn't respect. There was no plan to recover mid. That was a mistake. but this could be a team problem. A lot of jungle problems could be team problems. Here as well, the gank is happening on top. He could potentially save it, but he is onto the golems. Like, he's having a fine game, but not an incredible one, so to speak. So after full prio on bot, Team Liquid have had prio on bot the entire game, and KoJJ has managed to roam on 2 occasions. Top, it didn't matter so much, but in a case where maybe it plays out differently, maybe he could impact and win, because Impact was losing the 1v1 and he's trying to get away. Jensen's on the spot as well. Team Liquid are just using the fact that they are in position. Alex now with the ult, double lift and the combo. Very nice. Very tough to fight this when Team Liquid is on the spot, because Team Liquid is the position's so good here and Kaiser is pushed in already. And at this point, 11 minutes into the game, the dragon goes down fairly quickly. Like, Team Liquid have items, and if they're all hitting it, it goes fairly quick. Like, Kaiser's still clearing the wave, and she's moving now. Sure, she can ult in, but the ult distance is not that large, and she needs to wait until her team face checks and knows the position of Team Liquid, because she can't really face check on her own. So now she sees, and now she's in ult range, but the fight is already over before she has entered and Impact TP'd. Ziv is around. Rainbow also has no ult because he did what? He ulted on top? Yeah, he ulted on top actually. Okay. Full prior bot, they just go. Full vision. Good pink ward placement. Good preparation. Good Drake play from Team Liquid. I think Team Liquid's preparation on Dragons has been very strong this tournament. Definitely a strength. Ziv managed to walk all the way down here. And Impact had to TP. And this looks like Team Liquid just cleanup crew. Wako will have to flash, unless he can ult. No, he has no ult. The reason I say he can ult is if Renekton walks close to the edge, he can actually ult on him and be out. Sarah's a bit too happy for his performance, I feel. He's smiling on his camera. You don't see it because you see my camera, but he was like... Yeah. So now, Team Liquid does need to make sure Orianna plays safe. Orianna doesn't need to take any risks. Team Liquid pressure through bottom or whatever YamatoCannon is. Same game plan always for Team Liquid, funnily enough. Their bot lane is always ahead and winning. So Team Liquid's bot lane, when Double Lift and KoJJ are pushing, Smithy matches from that side into mid, gain vision, make sure Jensen is safe, and then boom, afterwards make a play on the top. Very, very easy. There is nothing AHQ can do about this because this Kaiser is very weak right now. So Smithy now is forcing on the wrong side of the map. He deserves to die. Like, we didn't see what happened here, but he should not be anywhere close to mid lane. Mid lane is where they can die. Only place where they can die. Conqueror on, but Impact has lower level boots. Rumble gets away. Impact just all in here because he wants to force Rumble in a position where he can't TP, but in this position it doesn't matter too much. The more Impact trades, the better it is, because Impact doesn't have TP and he wants to make sure that Rumble, if he TPs, he's as useless as possible. This is a cry for platings by AHQ. It's gonna work. Rumble in TP position. Impact is pinging it. Demolish. Oh, Smithy with the moves. This is a bit too deep, I think. W is on of air. Okay. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Ziv TP, guys. Oof. Oh, yes, flash. Okay. Oh. 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 Jensen. Team Liquid, Team Liquid, Team Liquid. Your game plan is falling apart. It's falling apart. You just had to play through your side. Impact playing well. Impact playing good, doing his job. But you're forcing here, giving Ziv opportunities at the wrong time. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, Rainbow, optimistic. The team fighting of AHQ is very nasty. Once again, like Orianna will have a hard time playing against this. Raka needs to engage first to make sure that Orianna gets ult off. Finding the engage on Kiana first is very good because she's not so good at defending herself. She can't really dash out of anything. She needs to have bush. Her dash is very small. If Rakan gets to her and they one-shot her, she's very squishy, then they can win fights easily. But here, the Bramble ult is going to have a lot of value against this whole team. Oh, well, if it wasn't for nullifying orb, Jens would have a kill. But instead, his death is meaningless. Renekton should win 1v1 pretty hard against Rumble. Next break is spawning. No display of skill ready for Kiana. Team Liquid, once again, superior position taking here. Double lift Jensen walking up a bit too far. Maybe he can be a target here. Jensen gets pushed off and Team Liquid lose the position. AHQ now in way better position to get the dragon. They could potentially just start it. Jensen, okay, he's keeping the ball. This is Jensen, his attempt at being Rookie Orianna. Rookie Orianna is probably, Hey. Okay. Oh, nasty. Oh, heal. Double lift heal keeps him alive. This is the worst thing that could probably happen. Your Orianna gets hooked. Sarah with the bend it like back and play. And then the Orianna ball. The Orianna ball, look at that. From Alex, of course. Alex Orianna ult. Xmeti Gragas ult is pretty fucking good here. It saves the team fight a little bit. Because Go JJ and Renekton would also die. Double heal is also pretty fucking good. But just here, like if you have here Team Liquid, if you have this position, they need to step here. Gragas and Zaya need to go here. And they need to pressure up here. And then they can push aggressively here. But because of how they position, they are indecisive and AHQ commit onto mid lane. See, they win this position here. They win this space. The moment Team Liquid give up this space, AHQ are pushing them out. And AHQ push the wave now. Jensen's out of position. Team Liquid needs to back off. AHQ are retaking the space. Here, usually, this is a good time for AHQ to force a Drake. Team Liquid have an advantage that's level 11 here, level 11 here. I think fight could be going either way, but I think this was a good time for AHQ to force the dragon. Instead, they're walking for next mid-wave. And since they're walking on next mid-wave, I think Team Liquid can win a ranged battle, as long as Jensen doesn't get engaged on like this, or Saya gets engaged on like that. Because I think as long as Orianna doesn't get engaged on, then it's hard to engage on this Team Liquid roster, with Gragas always. Jensen just taking a nap mid-game. Still, Team Liquid, I think if they play on range, they survive that engage from AHQ, and then all is good. I think if Jensen has stopwatch and Doublelift has ult on with flash or without flash, I think it's very free. They just need to itemize maybe Aegis, make sure they can shield during Rumble ult, survive that first engage, survive the ultimates of AHQ, and you will win the fight for sure. Like right now you have more DPS output, you just need to survive the burst. If Rakan can find flanks and engages, then that would be really good too. Like CodeJJ needs to be a bit more creative in the way he shows and the way he takes space. Because now many times he's just standing on the mid wave, and I think he should just be a bit more Hillisang. Be a bit more Hillisang and place pinks and play around vision a bit more, and maybe he can find an engage where he goes first and they catch maybe Kaiser or Orianna. I think it's very important. Because still Kaiser didn't have upgrades and she was definitely a target for a very long time. CodeJJ is just walking back and forth here. This is fine because this is not the time for Team Liquid to pressure. It's more of the timing when it's time for Team Liquid to pressure. I don't know about putting Orianna on side. She's gonna be pretty fucking useless. Boom. Smithy dying. Team Liquid need to play 4-1 and then pressure into side. Because here, isolated, they just lose. The ganking tools are much better from AHQ. Forcing tools are much better. And on side, they are much better. So Jensen here, they were trying to play 1-3-1. And Xmithy was caught in between. Because AHQ won the mid prio. And then Xmithy was trying to help top. But there was no top prio. And he was just in between and gets killed. So Xmithy from a 2-0, 3-0 start started to falter big time. But I think this comes down to many of the team decisions of Team Liquid. And I think this is, in fact, Team Liquid's overall skill that impacts this. Team Liquid are insisting on keeping Doublelift mid and Jensen on side, which is completely fine that Jensen farms side. You just need to make sure that you build vision first because you don't win side. If you don't win side, you have to go through mid into top. If you win side, you can be greedier and play 1-3-1. But here you need to play 4-1, push through mid into side of Orianna and then let Orianna farm. Push all the way, push next wave and then catch on mid. If you play like this, if you want to farm more efficiently, then you're going to lose mid tower eventually. But that's the price you pay to make sure that Orianna farms and stays in the game. Here Orianna's going on to mid. ZYRAKAN are basing, so this is a big window where AHQ are going to continue to pressure. Because first Team Liquid based on Orianna, then they based on ZYRAKAN, and during this time AHQ have maintained full vision at Nashor. AHQ get another wave prio here. Renekton's walking into mid, Team Liquid have no wave in mid, and AHQ are hovering into mid. So this was their choice to just push top. Team Liquid are slowly gonna lose a lot of CS on top. The wave crashed into the tower and it's gonna slow push, and AHQ are gonna be able to catch a big wave later. AHQ are not in position to contest this mid wave, but Team Liquid has 4 are very strong 4. Flash hook of Sierra, he's dead. He was getting a bit too frisky here after the first one. Was even close. Jensen's playing very greedy though. With Guardian, maybe Doublelift doesn't need to even ult. He got hit by Nautilus ult already and the CC was over. With Guardian you get move speed, you walk at the Rumble ult and you're fine, I think. Team Liquid now gonna secure another Infernal, which is super big deal for their comp. A lot of stats here on their team. But here Zaya is soloing Dragon. Team Liquid just needs to play it cool. Oh, if I'm double lift here, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck happened here, guys? At the end of the day, it's not too bad. 1 for 1, let's say. Team Liquid just needed to understand here that they need to play cool. Because here, Impact is dashing forward. They're dashing forward, playing super aggressive, and Doublelift is the man with a lot of gold on their team. And he's doing Dragon anyway. This hard contestation happened without reason. Okay. I like the choice of Doublelift's build, especially when you have double Infernal. Just buy more AD when you double Infernal. Boop. Scoop the whoop. We went from replay into this, so... Just keep running. Keep running and you're fine. You have Moby Woods. And Yumu. This Alex guy is finding ridiculous angles with his Rakan. It's very nice. A lot of breathing room here for this kill on Rainbow. He just greeded for a wave. His team was basic anyway. I think just don't go for wave is also completely fine. Oh, Alex should win this pretty hard. It's pretty fucking fed. Oh shit, I'm not paying attention. His whole team is coming. He missed Q, no? Oh yeah, he missed Q. Yeah, he misses Q. Q does no damage. Otherwise he's dead. Straight up dead here. Then maybe he can run upwards instead of Eing in. But the Silas mechanics on this Alex guy is pretty decent. Just Q missing. He's cancelling his autos and shit. How did we end up here? Silas is dead, and AHQ get full position onto mid. Team Liquid base and take vision, and they walk on wards, and they just lose the mid tower. You know, if this is the price you pay for killing Alex, then it's really fucking worth it. But I think they need to step into mid again after they wasted a lot of their tempo to kill Silas. They didn't have time to get vision. Because now losing mid tower for this is really not worth it. AHQ can threaten dive here on Jensen, and he will die. So after they kill Silas, they need to step back into mid lane. If they can't, it's not good to kill Silas, and Orianna was just mispositioned. It's just Orianna is taking top tower by herself and next wave. It's just super greedy. They don't have control over river. Always first step is to take control over river if you don't win side. Because yeah, Jensen loses against a lot of things. They also burned Renekton on TP on this. So honestly here, the outcome is very bad for Team Liquid. If you just look at it in a vacuum, they lost mid tower, they lose TP, They went 1 for 0. But that kill is essentially worthless. It's not going to change the game. And they got vision that AHQ quickly cleared. There's one ward left there behind the blue. But AHQ are retaking the Baron space. AHQ are good at seizing the opportunities to gain vision when they can. I appreciate that. Okay, Team Liquid going mid first into top 4-1. Keep it tight, I think it's good. They have good damage output now. They could potentially force Nashor. Zonya on Orianna. She deals less damage, but she won't die from the initial burst. It's all about surviving that initial burst. Always the same with Kiana. If you survive that initial burst, she's not as strong, but it's a difficult thing to do. There's a reason why she's permabanned at Worlds almost. Team Liquid got AHQ Rainbow right behind their ass. Oh! Oh! Nasty! The smell of napalm in the morning. Wow. That is beautiful. Xmithy, the Lone Ranger, needs to Gragas ult enemy team right now. Jesus, this barbecue was hard. Oh, double lift gets attacked by everything. He survives, but he burns flash and ultimate. HQ's cooldown on ultimates are way lower than that, so they just need to wait for the cooldowns and then go again. But Team Liquid need to recognize here that they have a timer to pressure. If they recognize they have a timer to pressure here, then it's good. Props for them. Because AHQ is very reliant on their ultimates. But here Team Liquid are getting funneled into... Look at this funnel. Look at that funnel, man. Ooh. The Rumble ultimate is toasty as fuck, man. Really toasty. Sad that not more of it came out. But Ziv is a good player, strong player. Good Rumble performance so far. Impact doing his job. He didn't have like a hard counter into Rumble. He's not gonna ever dive him. He just is there to clear waves and then hopefully be useful in team fights. But of course Rumble is gonna be more impactful. Rumble Ultimate is just way stronger than Dominos. Mountain Drake. You know what we think about Mountain Drakes on this channel. We think Mountain Drakes are just a crutch for all the bad teams. And for the compositions that have no tanks. Nor good Nash damage. AHQ for this dragon took a lot of good Baron space. CodeJJ will have to face check. Blue trinket was used. They're just gambling that HQ are not on it. Another blue trinket was used. They had 2 blue trinkets. I didn't notice. CodeJJ, they broke his neck in half. They just blue trinketed. So what's the point here? What's the point? They blue trinket. Boom. They spot him in the pit. And then CodeJJ goes in. And then he is fish fillet. No blue trinkets. HQ can do the exact same play here over and over. They're clearing mid-wave. Step into Nash. This is a good time for HQ to force. HQ can definitely force here. They have no blue trinkets. Xmithy barrel. Xmithy barrel. Double lift through. Double lift through. Oh, Wako Flacco. Wako Flacco ulting. Oh, Wako. Dodging the Orianna ult, but Wako, don't go for this, bro. Wako. You have Nash. You have Nash if you don't troll Wako. Wako. Fuck's sake, Wako. Right now, HQ won the game if Wako doesn't troll. But yeah, this position is very tough for Team Liquid. They can't check Nash, no blue trinket. CodeJJ died. HQ doing good job of pressuring the timers. And It's always the same when you have, you know, in the current state of affairs, there's very little tools to face check. So whenever a team takes care of Nashor, blocks Nashor, and they have good engage, it's difficult for Team Liquid. Or difficult for any team, honestly. But I think through mid is always the best option. Because JJ is dead now, and AHQ are using this opportunity very well. Like a classic Griffin situation. Keep pressuring Nash, keep pressuring Nash. This is what I think made Griffin the deadliest back in the day when they are doing their best. They had these compositions that were very easy to force with. They took Nash vision, made enemy face check, and then they cut them in half. A good strategy here for Team Liquid would be to get more blue trinkets, because blue trinkets buys them time and buys them opportunities. Team Liquid now also having this Nashor space, they should never let go. Sweep, pink, and just never let go. And then if enemy face checks, just burst them. Because enemy team is in the exact same boat. Very difficult to face check. Team Liquid are getting spotted, AHQ. Like here, for example, if Team Liquid are on Nash instead of fapping here, it's much harder for HQ to make a decision. They could be hitting Nashor right now. They need to put that illusion into HQ's mind. Then all of a sudden HQ will want to face check here, they'll want to face check here. But here, HQ is so calm. Team Liquid is so afraid of losing their mid tower, but Team Liquid needs to be here. They need to be here, they need to be willing to force. But the biggest problem with their composition, why it might be more difficult to force, is because enemy has very strong ultimates. So maybe in HQ's mind, it's like they will never force against a fucking Rumble and a Kiana ultimate in the Baron pit. That might be very dangerous. But that's why, you know, you want a Team Liquid into position like this, and maybe Renekton and Xayah, 2-man Nashor, and then your position to turn. That's the way to go for it, you know? So it's not like everyone is just in the pit and stacking. For example, here in the Bushi, you have Rakan, maybe you have your Orianna ball also zoning in this space, and then you're ready to engage if something happens, and Xayah and the Renekton can just connect after Gragas maybe E-ults or something like this. So you can definitely start hitting Nashor with 2. Renekton can tank it and loses just a bit of HP, and that's completely cool. But here Team Liquid are showing, and now they're going to be in the same spot as before. AHQ are going to take over Nash space. Then AHQ can just look for this dream fight again, because Team Liquid are trying to play through mid lane here. AHQ have the better position, and they're clearing all the vision, and they had the vision around enemy jungle as well. Team Liquid are pushed to play onto bottom side, but as AHQ, once again, they can just clear this mid wave, and they don't have to go. Smithy has stopwatch, but he doesn't fucking use it. He has stopwatch on. Orianna also gets fucking one-shotted. Actually, it's double if he gets one-shotted. Let's see here. Doublelift has a weird skin. Boom, he gets ulted up. Doublelift has ult on. He tries to feather. He survives for quite some time. Jesus Christ. Here, why does Doublelift survive so long? Just here, they need to chain CC onto Doublelift. Just Alex needed to connect with Doublelift, punish Doublelift's mistake, or when he comes down, ult him. They have a lot of tools here to CC Doublelift, but he got to auto, and he got knocked up by Nautilus ult right here. Nautilus ult flies, he gets knocked up here. If Alex connects with E, because he has E, so basically Alex wants to play it in a way where he E, flash, like ult flash with Orianna into E, and then Doublelift will be one-shotted here. Jensen is not much of a threat. He's very low HP, and the fact that Doublelift gets so much damage down here is such a big deal. And HQ are walking towards Nashor. They're pretty low though, so maybe there's some room for action. Impact as TP. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but Doublelift of course needs to ult right away on the Nautilus ult. And Doublelift needs to focus the right target. A very good engage from HQ, honestly. Just Ysera finding that hook on Gragunia, boom. Shouldn't happen. There's a ton of creeps here to hide behind, and then the Nautilus ult is great. Alex needs to go, and all is good. Okay, let's continue now. AHQ don't have the best sieging capabilities, but they need to look to potentially use their ultimates to just chunk enemy team down, and then Rumble ult, and then just hit with Kaiser. Not sure what this Maugman Motus is for. I think it's a reportable offense. What do you guys think about this build? I think quite reportable. Maugman Mortius. Don't think it's necessary at all. Just buy damage. So let's see now how Team Liquid managed to win this game. Because it's a steal. It's definitely a steal. Impact. Oh, the impact almost gets fucking one-shotted. Oh, wacko, wacko, wacko. He needs a stopwatch right now, wacko. And then maybe they could do something. Rumble was pretty nasty here. Jensen, look, Jensen's getting one-shotted by the Rumble ult. Look how much damage Jensen's taking from the Rumble ult. And he goes back into it to take another tick. He just wants another taste. Smithy dies 1-for-1, but Waku going for this probably is not necessary because ready to go chunked by his own, by Kiana. Trading 1-for-1 is always better for the team that has no Nash. And not always, but 99%. Gives you less options to spread the Nash, gives you less options to force fight, force dive. Kaiser is very strong, but so is Zaya. This is the first play with that Rumble. So at this point, the AHQ will not break the base, that's for sure. So they just need to look to prepare for the next National. Team Liquid the same. Get that National space going for yourself. This push all the way into bottom will force a reaction from Team Liquid, and then they can step into Nash area, clear all vision. They're walking up way too far. Like, this is a very big mistake. Imagine walking up with Rumble to hit the tower. How fucking nuts are you, man? Ziv smoked some of that good Afghan Kush, man. Huge bong hit. Okay. Just don't hit the tower. The move here from AHQ was to push it all the way to force reaction from Team Liquid, so AHQ has the better rotation into mid lane. That's all. And then step into Nash area, sweep. And after you swept, just maintain that space. Never let go. And then just look for engages, same as always. He had some items, key items like PD and MR on double lift is going to make it harder. Stopwatches. Always the counter to wombo combos. We have the Loki Divine and Solari for code JJ. More and more tools are appearing to deal with some of this AoE damage or burst damage. And this is going to be a big difference maker here later on in these team fights. If you, for example, stopwatch the supreme display of skill, all of a sudden it can change the flow of an entire team fight. And these big ultimates that AHQ has can be countered by these items. So scaling, you could argue that it's on Team Liquid side, but it's all about execution in team fights, because AHQ, regardless of your stopwatches or your tools to get away, they have plenty of options to fuck people over. The fact that double if it gets hooked like this is really not allowed on the highest level. Double lift gets hooked and that's how the fight starts. E of Oriana went right away onto double lift. If you want to go for this, then, you know, have some movement. So Nautilus doesn't straight up hook you. A disaster on all fronts. The fight just started so fucking terribly bad. And once again, Team Liquid have the space around Nashor, and they just need to hover around the right side. They're just here. They're not hovering towards CodeJJ, they're not hovering towards Renekton, they are just walking straight on the mid lane, onto HQ's side of the map. They already controlled top side, and they should be willing to even just clear the way from a distance. You can clear the way from here, definitely. And if enemy forces engage, you can kite into here. Renekton and Rakan can counter engage. It's just a disaster. You can't get hooked like this as double lift. And then everyone else, look at this fucking barbecue. Ziv with the barbecues, he's fucking toasting ribs, man. And then boom, CodeJJ just, he's like, I want some barbecue as well. I want some hot dogs. I want some burgers. Look at him. Going for that NA spirit. He just wanted to die together with Jensen, and everyone gets fucking massacred here. Ziv didn't control his rage. And it's this where disaster strikes. AHQ do take a tower, take an imp. Do they just throw at Nexus? Do they try to end? Because they can't end. There's no way they can end. Orianna can clear the wave. There's only one cannon left. And Rainbow is too low HP. Like, Rainbow just lost GA for no fucking reason. So disaster. Okay. Oh, it has to be Nash, right? They just die at Nash? Is that how they throw? Rainbow is so low HP, like he's not a champion right now. He is not a champion. Alex doesn't tank so well, neither does Rumble. But this Nash is fast. It's fucking fast. Ooh, oh, oh. Oh my goodness. Oh, Xmethy. This is why people are saying Xmethy is the best jungler of the world. I was reading Twitter, people like, Xmethy with the jungle performance of a lifetime. Reddit fans love Baron Steals, man. Baron Steals make or break Instagram followers. It's just boom. Nice steal though, nice steal. I respect it. What's this pink? What is this pink? No. No. AHQ, no. You didn't clear the ward, man. Oh, man. I can't believe it. Oh, what a disaster. Just clear the wards. Clear the fucking wards. Xmethy sees everything. Oh man, I thought this is blue wards. Oh man, oh. They're like, okay, we're not dealing with the wards because we just need to win time. Okay, but then let someone use this auto attack it. The Kaiser doesn't need to auto attack it. Let the Kiana take it. She's not doing anything. Let Kiana take it. Use spells and then take it. Boom, easy. Take the wards. Fuck me, man. Whoa. That is messed up. Xmethy. This is what he was doing. Full vision. Boom. Perfect. Absolutely fucking perfect. Put some respect on my name right now. Okay. Because this is pretty much Xmethy's experience here. He had full vision, no one was confronting him. He was just watching it fucking go down. Fucking hell, man. That's crazy. Fucking AHQ thinking they will kill it in time before Gragas can smite. Like, I get it, you know, but I think Kiana should just be clearing the wards here and not hit Nash and all is good. Just charging his barrel, ult and E, and then Spider. Very nice. Team Liquid with Nash. Elder spawning. Game decider. They have Mountain, double Infernal. I guess they just get Infernal and end. Is that the plan here? Also, yeah. Doublet also has MR now. Oh, Drake is gone. Lol, 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 lol. Wako playing this beautifully. Here, go JJ, flash W, E forward, dash over the wall. Exquisite. Very nice, Wako. After your 2 ults that entered this game, this is respectable. But maybe you have too much MR in your kit, because your finished itemization here, it's like you're playing Galio and you get AD from MR in some fucking dumbass universe. Because your build is just too much MR. Now barbecue ribs, double is getting shielded, and those are the tools here. This is the problem of the tools. The tools are very good. Items are very good against champions like Rumble and Qiyana. They're so reliant on their ultimates, that are very bursty and damage centric. Aegis and of course Redemption, Stopwatch, magic resistance in general. Great buys against these things. So of course, naturally, these things fall off. These champions fall off later and later in the game. Qiyana, she also buys full lethality in her builds. Obviously, she also scales worse. But now Qiyana doesn't have such an easy time one-shotting targets, especially like a Xayah or Orianna with this Hourglass. It's very difficult. So now Team Liquid, they're reaching this point in the game, 40 minutes, and all the bullshit that happened before is just unaccounted for because of how many mistakes AHQ did in their execution. They gave the Nash away to Team Liquid, and considering how many times Orianna and Doublelift, Orianna and Xayah got caught this game, it's incredible that they get away with this. Impact is playing something with very low agency, so he doesn't really choose or decide this game. Ximity also got caught a couple of times, and Team Liquid macro-wise didn't know how to play this game, because many times they just got caught when Orianna was on top. They need to be 4 on mid, and this was an issue for Team Liquid many times. Doublelift is now playing far up, which is correct. I respect this. Just have minions in front of you and all is good. Renekton just spreading the Nash. Also good, because at this point, Renekton's not really doing anything for the fight. Jensen getting caught again, why not? Ysera doesn't need to fucking use his ult. Doublelift has a good position. So here they're walking into the Doublelift blender, but oh, look at that fucking Qiyana burst damage. It's crazy. Look at that ult damage. The ult hits. Oh. Xmithie with the clutch flash. Doublelift trying to be clutch, but Wako is telling him, my flash is much bigger than yours. A good player here from Wako, honestly. He outplayed Doublelift here. But if he flashed downwards, maybe he would fucking kill them all. Okay, so even with Elder and Nash, HQ. Oh, Impact! Slicing and dicing. Okay. Doublelift region on golems, obviously, or something. He has lifesteal bloodline in his runes. And because of this huge ass play from Impact, HQ are gonna lose the game here. Look at him. Look at Impact. I just told you guys he has no fucking agency, and then boom, he's fucking killing everyone. Look at that fucking Spear of Sojin doing work. Rainbow down. Boom. Boom. Beautiful. Very nice. Impact won the game. They ended here, no? They ended. Very nice. That must be depressing as fuck for HQ, man. Wow. Team Liquid get away with murder. And Impact saves his last team fight that started with Orianna getting caught like a chimpanzee. Okay. So it's ridiculous the level of all of these games at the World Championship, where there's a large number of mistakes, macro mistakes, positional mistakes, and Team Liquid winning this one is absolutely crazy considering the situation with Damwon. Damwon beat IG. We have a 2-1, 2-1, 2-1 tie across the board with AHQ being 0-3. Tomorrow, Team Liquid and AHQ, IG, and Damwon, they all rest. It's going to be an exciting group, honestly. I think Damwon and IG so far have proven to be more capable. I think it's important to make sure that the draft is in the right place for Team Liquid, for IG and Damwon, because Team Liquid seem way more consistent in their draft and they recognize what they want, because they're always securing themselves a very good bot lane matchup, or at least even, and they're playing around it well. Here, Xmithy got caught on mid lane because he tried to play through mid. He got caught because he wanted to play through top with Orianna. Many mistakes here on decision-making part here of where they wanted to place their jungler. Many games with Team Liquid always just fucking use your bottom, pressure through bottom, use that to pressure the whole map. Very straightforward, because Team Liquid's bot lane is almost always winning. So that's a very big plus. JJ was finding opportunities to roam, but Jensen had a terrible performance today. Very, very bad. HQ, I think that's kind of the last straw for them. They are out, and I don't want to review any more of their games, because I think this was as best as they could do. They had some good team fights, some catches. Eventually, if HQ beat one of the other three teams, maybe we'll take a look at it, because it's going to matter so much. But for now, you know, not so exciting to watch HQ. That's just the sad fact. Team Liquid, though, I think the setup around Drakes is very good. Macro-wise, when Doublelift is saying he wants to be the one that plays through mid lane, Team Liquid need to recognize they need to play 4-1. They need to pressure 4 through mid into river into the other side of 1. When you play 4-1, you play away from the 1. Meaning Rentner will be isolated, which he was the entire game anyway, just pushing the waves into Rumble, so Rumble loses a lot if he wants a TP. And then just pressure together with the river, boom, all the way into top, catch the wave, push the next wave that's coming, and then aggressively step into mid lane. And you will lose mid tower like this, but at least like this you will farm very efficiently, and you will pressure and control the river. That is the fundamental part here about maintaining Nash control, because phase checking is so difficult. Right now in the current meta, phase checking is next to impossible, and this is something that teams need to keep in mind. When you have position over Nash and you can bait and make enemies come, Nash melts like fucking butter, especially now with Infernals and Mountains. But Baron is very easy to kill with an AD carry like Xayah or Kai'Sa, especially Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa makes it a lot easier. And when you actually have engaged tools here like Rakan and Orianna, we never saw Team Liquid really being the ones engaging. Over and over, it was AHQ, AHQ, AHQ. In the IG game as well, over and over, it was not IG necessarily. In the game, well, IG as well somewhat. Just Xmithy playing Jarvan against Damwon. He had some engages there, so Jarvan seems to be a very important pick for Team Liquid, because when Xmithy was playing Jarvan, they actually had ways to face check, they had ways to engage, but even in the game against Damwon, a lot of those engages that went right was off of mistakes of Damwon, when they were caught off position, or when Damwon forced hard on Jarvan. So I'm worried here that Team Liquid is very reliant on the enemy of fucking up. But to be fair, this tournament, every fucking team seems to be fucking up, so it might be a valid strategy, honestly. Every team is fucking up so hard. We saw SKT and RNG, probably the highest level game that we saw. But even in that game, there was a lot of mistakes in terms of macro decision making of SK Telecom. They needed to play on split, but they decided to force, and they lost fights. RNG becoming too arrogant and cocky in their approach to the game, and also not warding out, getting flanked by a Gragas ultimate just breaking them apart in mid lane after they were super far ahead, and losing with Nashor buffs. So RNG and SKT are far from perfect. IG and Damwon also very far from perfect, because today IG versus Damwon, the mistakes that Jackie Love did were fucking unacceptable. I don't know if it's mistakes or just plain stupidity, but it was meme-worthy, those mistakes. And this is only this group. Where if we take a look at FPX also, like what the hell is going on with FPX? LWX seems to be shaking in his boots on the world stage. So hopefully with time, there are teams that are going to rise above this, play even better, and play more and more closer to perfection, because this is the World Championship and this is what we expect. So if you watched for this long, you found out in the last video that I said if I get, or was it 30,000, 25,000 subscribers, I can eat chili and I'll post a video of it. Nevertheless, we continue. AHQ versus TL. Right now we're 2 a.m. in the night. I'm really fucking tired, but we had a good game between Splice and FPX, and also a good game between G2 and C9. So we will take a look. Peace. Yeah. What a long day. What a long day.